To get to the top of your career in the shortest possible time, you must master the art of winning the heart of your boss. And one of these is being respectful. And if there's one thing that your boss needs, but he or she will never ask for, it is a respectful subordinate. Now, I know that it's often been said that respect should be earned and not demanded. And this is quite true. But let me give you this one secret I want you to hide in your heart so that you never forget it. Never give your boss a reason to demand your respect. Never. Not even when you think that he or she hasn't earned it. And even where the boss seems to not have earned it, your boss still deserves your unconditional respect. That is the rule of the corporate world. Now, I know that some people might think that this is just being quite far-fetched and almost unfair to the subordinate, since every subordinate is a human being, and of course, just like you, every subordinate deserves respect. But let me be honest with you. The rules of the corporate game are so clear about the matters of respect. Respect must always go up, even sometimes when it doesn't come down the corporate ladder. You see, a disrespectful subordinate is usually seen in the corporate world as one who is not submitting to authority and is therefore referred to as insubordinate, which is quite literally the opposite of the word subordinate. And this means that under no circumstance does the corporate world expect you to be disrespectful to your boss, regardless of what your boss may have done. In fact, in most organizations, disrespecting your boss will earn you instant dismissal. So you say to me, hey fella, but what should I do if my boss shows me outright disrespect and disregard? Well, here is my advice. You can choose to report to the Human Resources Department for appropriate investigation and action. But where your boss is the CEO or the chief executive who has literally no direct boss, then you have a few other options. Number one, you can either bear that disrespect and hope that it changes. You can also resign if you cannot bear it, or you can even take the appropriate legal recourse of action. What you shouldn't do is to try to report your boss to his or her superior. Why? Well, simply because it's likely to make matters worse for you, because many times your boss may have a great relationship and even a great reputation with his or her superior. Look, we found something that is very strange in the corporate world, and that is that some of the worst bosses are usually perfect subordinates to their own bosses. I want you to remember that respect can be a seed that will naturally yield the harvest of honor at some point in time. So, when your boss speaks to you and you refuse to maintain eye contact, or you're picking your nails or staring at the computer as you answer, the message of disrespect rings loud and clear. Now, another thing that you need to watch out for, especially in the corporate world, is this thing called the yabbing game. And in Nigeria, yabbing is the culture of mocking or insulting one person through sincere, harmless jesting. And I have noticed that the more your boss warms up to you, your boss may honor you, and I said the word honor, by engaging you in the yabbing game. In fact, most bosses only yab people that they truly like, that they respect, and they sometimes accept as contemporaries. Whilst I was at Philips Consulting many years ago, I was fondly referred to by my senior colleagues as Augustine because of the protrusion at the back of my head, which is typically referred to as Ogo in Nigeria. Now, and this was of course before I got married, and then my head kind of filled out. So every time they called me Augustine, I had the habit of holding my head on my ogo, and I would do an adaptation of the popular Yellow Man song and sing, "All the girls, them a love ogo me. All the girls, them a love ogo me." And when I start doing that, everyone used to just crack up in the office and we would have a lovely time. I never once took offense at the fact that they were calling me Augustine, since I knew that no offense was intended by them. But then, one thing I noticed, however, was that my junior associates never dared to call me Augustine, even though it was tough to say whether or not I would have taken offense. But they were very wise not to take the chance, and neither did I with my senior associates. So I want you to always remember this, that as you show respect to your boss and to your teammates and everybody else that you work with, you will be actually sowing respect into your career, and you will not only reap respect, but you will reap the honor that will get you to the top of your career in the shortest possible time.